Hi everyone, in today's short video we're going to be looking at a single topic, and it's about a begging signal. This road is really close to Norris Green Test Centre. This is my local test centre that I tend to use both for learner tests and for driving instructor tests a majority of the time. And when I'm sat here, and often driving school cars do wait here so they're not going to arrive in the test centre too early. You should only be in there no more than 10 minutes before the test in most cases in most test centres. All the cars pile up here on this road. They're effectively waiting to go in, and quite often I see the learner driver sitting here with a right signal on waiting to be let out with cars like this Range Rover coming past, and they shouldn't do this. If you were to make cars coming past change speed or direction on your driving test, you may very well even fail. So this is the thing that I'm going to address today. So to move off from where I am, I do need a signal. There's some people in front of me getting out of their car that probably aren't going to need a signal. There's no one else in that vehicle now. But if there are oncoming vehicles, I do need to signal to them. But I've got to be super careful with cars that come round this corner behind me. I am parked reasonably close. Now, we've got one coming now. So if I'm ready to move off, I need to all be ready. And I do my checks. And I should really put a signal on for a little bit. But if a car came, I'm going to turn it off, because this car's got that priority and we can't interrupt that flow of priority. So now I'm going to try again. Is there anyone else coming in behind? Yes, so I'm not going to put my signal on. That signal, if you do put it on, would make all these cars think that you're wanting to move out. And we do want to move out, but not yet. We don't want to move out until they've gone. So don't be confusing with this signal. Wait till there's a gap, do your checks, put the signal on for a bit, and be ready to abandon and change your mind with it. Signal was definitely important for the grey Ford coming the other way, and maybe even this Volkswagen to the left. So here we are parked in again, and the reason why we can't sit here with a signal on is the speed difference between us and the vehicles that are coming past. There's not a set speed that I use. All I would say that if the cars are significantly different than what we're doing, you can't beg. Now, this isn't the same with all vehicles. The first thing that springs to mind is bus drivers. If a bus is parked in at the side of the road, and the highway code does say, don't forget, you should, if you can, let buses pull out. So the bus driver has got a little bit of a different thing to think about. They could sit at the side road and ask to be let out, because then people know that they want to come out and people should let them go. But the rest of us, no, that doesn't work like that. It's not the case. We've got to find a suitable time to get out. We can't just barge our way out when we want to go. So I'm stopped, obviously, and the vehicles and the cyclist are all coming past me. So there's no in a world that I'd want to go before them. I literally, as I've just said, wait till it's clear, do my checks, and then signal if required to go out. But what if there was a queue next to me? What if this was all queue in traffic? What's the speed difference like then? Well, it's negligible. So in that situation, if there was a queue next to me, I may very well do my check, put a signal on, and ask to be let out. And that's what we call a begging signal. But we've got to make sure we put it on when speeds are similar to that of the traffic we're trying to fit into. And here's an example of what not to do. Look at the indecision it causes.
Go on, hurry up. See why it's
Then the newly qualified driver decides to do a U-turn.
Come on. How the hell did you get your license?
So that's dealing with things as we're parked. But that same thought process of the difference in speed should be something that's on our mind when we're on the move, like a road like this, and perhaps we want to lane change. So, a little touch past this junction, we've got some parked cars and I need to head out. If I move away and the traffic around me is similar speed, I'll ask, but this one's travelling way too quick, so I'm just going to let it go and pick the gap after. If I was able to get going a little sooner there, perhaps the vehicles in front of me had moved a little bit sooner and quicker, I maybe could have got up to a little bit better speed, and then my speed would have been similar to the black Mercedes and I might have been able to ask. So it's still the same sort of thought process. It's about that difference in speed. So I'm going to put myself under a little bit of pressure here. I'm going to turn right quite shortly, so I'm going to need to beg because the level of traffic is quite high. I've picked myself next to a space and now I'm just going to beg. Leave that signal on for at least 3. I need a little sideways glance and yeah, and everyone's holding off for me. So there's a fair bit to do within that short space of time. I'm going to do the same thing, next to a space, put a beg on. We've got to keep an eye on in front, read the clues from the white one behind. Happy? Yep. And over we go. Thank you. So when the traffic is of similar speed, next to a space, and ask, please can I? Now, I hope that video has been a little bit of a help. It's not just for roads like this that I've been on. You can use this same tactic on motorways, but again, it's all relative to the speed that you're traveling at in relation to the speed of the traffic that you're trying to fit into. And the lane change, a successful lane change, is all about trying to match your speed to that traffic that you're trying to fit into, and therefore you can beg. There's always a spanner in the works when people travel too quickly. It's not speed that kills, it's the difference in speed. So honestly, always look out for that person who's maybe doing 15, 20, 30 miles an hour more than the speed limit, because they're the ones that disrupt the flow massively. I hope that helps. To you driving instructors who let your pupils sit at the side of the road with a signal on begging to be let out, you need to change track, because remember, your students could fail for that if these cars coming past change their speed or direction. Keep safe out there. Hope it helps. I'll see you soon.